Hello guys, welcome back to Champions League predictions for the final set of Champions League games before the knockout stages. Yes, this is the final set of fixtures from the group stages. There's some massive games to talk about today with a lot to be played for. Your support on these videos has been absolutely fantastic recently, and remember, when we get to the knockout stages, it'll be me and Sophie predicting the Champions League knockout stages. We could also see if we could do Europa League predictions. Do let us know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. Do make sure to share your predictions in the comments as always, guys. Let me know what your predictions are for these massive games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Do make sure as always to hit that thumbs up button. Let's go for some big support on this video before we get into the predictions. 750 likes would be amazing. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Do make sure, of course, to subscribe if you haven't already. We're closing in on 50,000 subscribers, so please do make sure to hit the subscribe button to show that you are supporting the channel, and it means you will see our videos when they go out. Let's get into the predictions. Let's start with Champions League Group A. We've got FC Copenhagen versus Galatasaray. We've also got Manchester United versus Bayern Munich. This game is absolutely massive. Both games are very, very big. If you look at the group, you can see Bayern Munich have already won the group. They've already qualified for the knockout stages. Everyone is fighting for second place, and FC Copenhagen are just ahead of Galatasaray coming into this game. FC Copenhagen and Galatasaray both need to win this game to get second place. The winner of this game will definitely be getting second place, but if it's a draw, Manchester United could still jump into second place if they beat Bayern Munich. As for this game, it's really hard to call. Both teams have 5 points. They've both performed quite well in this group. Both FC Copenhagen and Galatasaray were not favourites to get through this group. Bayern Munich and Manchester United were the strong favourites to get through this group originally. When these two played in Turkey, it was Galatasaray 2, FC Copenhagen 2. Galatasaray's last result in the Champions League was that 3-3 draw with Manchester United. FC Copenhagen went to Bayern Munich and got a 0-0 draw. I think this one could be a draw. Both teams really need to win it. I think this game will be a draw. Both teams to score. FC Copenhagen 1, Galatasaray 1. I could see both teams winning this, but obviously only one of them can. And FC Copenhagen may be slight favourites with the home advantage, but I'm going to sit on the fence with a 1-1 draw, meaning both teams are going to have to see how Manchester United get on against Bayern Munich, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Next up, to Old Trafford, where Manchester United take on Bayern Munich. This game is going to be absolutely fantastic. There's definitely going to be goals, but which way is the game going to go? Manchester United have really underperformed in this group, and they need a draw between Copenhagen and Galatasaray, and then need to win this game against Bayern Munich for them to get second place. If Manchester United do win this game, they could get to the Champions League knockout stages, but will at least get Europa League knockout stages if they don't. Remember, Bayern Munich did beat Manchester United 4-3 at the Allianz at the start of this group. Manchester United have been so poor in this group. They've scored 3 goals in every away game, but only come away with 1 point. At Old Trafford, they've lost 3-2 to Galatasaray. They did beat FC Copenhagen 1-0. Do you know what? I think Manchester United are going to concede a few goals, and I think they're just going to fall short. I know I've predicted a draw in the other game, which would help Manchester United out. But Bayern Munich, despite already being through, I think they're still too strong to not win this game. I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Bayern Munich 3. I think Bayern Munich are going to screw Manchester United over here, and that for me has Bayern Munich to win the group, Copenhagen to come second, Galatasaray to come third, and Manchester United fourth. Eliminated. Do share your predictions for Group A. There's a lot to play for between FC Copenhagen, Galatasaray and Manchester United. On to Group B next, and we've got Lens versus Sevilla. Looking at the group here, this is a fight for third place. Arsenal have already qualified, Arsenal have already won the group, and PSV have secured second place. They are 3 points better off than Lens, but have a better head-to-head record. So this game between Lens and Sevilla is for third place. Sevilla need to win this game, and it wouldn't surprise me if Sevilla do actually win this game, because they've got a good history of getting into the Europa League and winning that competition. This one's close to call. This was a 1-1 draw when Sevilla were the home team. I'm going to go Lens 1, Sevilla 2. I think Sevilla might just win this game and get themselves third place and Europa League football. Next up, we have PSV versus Arsenal. Not a lot to play for here. Both teams have already qualified from Group B. Arsenal have already won Group B. We could see both teams rotating and resting players for this game. This isn't a particularly important game. Arsenal did beat PSV 4-0 at the Emirates, but this time they're away and they probably won't go full strength. I will go for PSV to score, but I still think Arsenal are going to win. They've been very good in this group. I'm going to go PSV 1, Arsenal 2. So I think Arsenal win this group, PSV comes second, Sevilla third, and Lens fourth. Share your predictions for Group B. Next up, we have Group C. It's Union Berlin versus Real Madrid. Looking at the table, looking at the group, you can see Real Madrid have already won this group, 15 points, 5 wins from 5. Will they make it 6 wins from 6 against Union Berlin, who haven't won a game yet? They're still bottom. A win for Union Berlin could still get them Europa League football because they're only 2 points behind Sporting Braga. But this is a very difficult game. I'll give Union Berlin a goal, but I think Real Madrid will still be too strong. I'll go Union Berlin 1, Real Madrid 2. I think Real Madrid have a good chance of actually winning the Champions League this season, and I think they're going to make it 6 wins from 6 in the group stages. The next game in Group C is Napoli versus Sporting Braga. This is a big game because both teams can still finish second in this group. Sporting Braga need to come and win this game, but I think Napoli are in a strong position. They are the home team and they did win 2-1 when they were away at Sporting Braga. I'm going to go 3-1 and Sporting Braga will go to the Europa League. Next up, we have Group D and it's Red Bull Salzburg versus Benfica. This is a fight for third place. Both teams have already been knocked out of the Champions League, but the winner of this will be getting Europa League football. As you can see, Inter Milan and Real Sociedad both have 11 points. They can't catch them. Benfica have been very disappointing. 1 point picked up and they did lose this game 2-0 when they were the home team. They now need to go to Red Bull Salzburg and get a better result than 2-0 to get third place. I think Red Bull Salzburg are going to win and get third place, to be honest. My prediction is going to be Red Bull Salzburg 1, Benfica 0. I'll go for a pretty boring game here. I think Red Bull Salzburg will just do enough to get through and get Europa League football. Red Bull Salzburg 1, Benfica 0. Benfica are going out. The next game in Group D is Inter Milan versus Real Sociedad. Both teams have already qualified from this group. The winner of this game will win the group and therefore get an easier fixture on paper in the knockout stages. I think Inter Milan might just win this with the home advantage. When Real Sociedad were at home, it was a 1-1 draw. I think I'm going to go Inter Milan to win this group and Inter Milan win this game 2-1. Let me know your thoughts on that one. This one's really, really close. There's not a lot to separate the two sides. Neither of them have lost a game yet, but I'm going to go for Inter Milan to win the group with a 2-1 win over Real Sociedad. Sociedad coming second, Inter Milan coming first. Next up, we have Group E and it's Atletico Madrid versus Lazio. This is a similar game because the winner of this game will win the group. Atletico Madrid have 11 points, Lazio have 10 points. If it's a draw, Atletico will win the group, and if they win the game, they will win the group. Lazio have to win this game to win the group. Both teams, as I say, have already qualified. It was a 1-1 draw when Lazio were the home team. I'm going to go for home advantage to win again. I'll go Atletico Madrid 2, Lazio 1. I think Atletico Madrid win this group and Lazio get through in second place. But if Lazio win, that would be interesting. Do share your predictions for Atletico Madrid versus Lazio. I'm going for both teams to score, Atletico to win. Next up, we have Celtic versus Feyenoord. This game really does not matter. Feyenoord have already cemented third place. Whether they win, lose or draw, Feyenoord will finish third and Celtic will finish bottom. Celtic have been really poor. They've only picked up 1 point and that was at home. They might get a point here against Feyenoord. They did lose 2-0 away. This game is a bit like a friendly, to be honest. We could see some different players playing and the teams rotating their squads. I'll go for an entertaining draw. I'll go Desmond. Celtic 2, Feyenoord 2. I think Celtic might be able to get their second point. If they win this game, that'd be great. It'd be their first Champions League win this campaign, but it will not be enough to get them third place. Feyenoord have already cemented Europa League football. I'm going to go for an entertaining 2-2 draw. Share your predictions for Group E. There's not a lot to play for. There is a lot to play for in Group F. Next up we have Borussia Dortmund versus PSG. This group has been absolutely fantastic to watch. Borussia Dortmund have qualified for the knockout stages. Borussia Dortmund haven't won the group yet though. They need to get a draw, because if PSG win this game, PSG win the group. PSG have got Newcastle and AC Milan just below them, and if Newcastle or AC Milan win, they could catch PSG if PSG don't get a good result against Borussia Dortmund. I think this is going to be a draw. PSG did beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at home in the opening game, but Borussia Dortmund have been really good lately, and I'm going to go for them to get a draw and win the group. Borussia Dortmund 2, PSG 2. Really interesting game. This group has definitely been the best. Will a draw be enough for PSG? It will depend on the Newcastle AC Milan game. And next up we have Newcastle versus AC Milan. This game is massive. Both teams need to win it to catch PSG. Newcastle with a win will catch PSG if PSG don't win, whereas AC Milan need PSG to lose to Borussia Dortmund because of the head-to-head records. Newcastle AC Milan. It really can't be a draw. Both teams have got to go for a win. They've got to chuck everything at this. Newcastle need to show those signs that they did at home to PSG when they beat them 4-1. I thought they were really good away at PSG, but we know what happened there with the late penalty, of course, and the controversy around it. This game is going to be interesting. There's a lot to play for here. Newcastle United have certainly been suffering with some injuries, but they can turn it on when they are at St James's Park, and I think Newcastle United are going to win this game. I'm going to go Newcastle 3, AC Milan 1, and if PSG draw or lose, and I did predict them to draw to Borussia Dortmund, then Newcastle United will jump into second place. If Newcastle United win this game, they are guaranteed to get European football in the knockout stages, whether it be Europa League or Champions League. But as I say, if PSG don't win, then they're definitely going to be getting Champions League with a win, and I think Newcastle are going to do it. They have the home advantage and they have been better at home. So I'm going for Borussia Dortmund to win this group, Newcastle second, PSG third, AC Milan fourth. What's your predictions for Group F? There's a lot to play for. Next up, and we have Group G, we've got Red Star Belgrade versus Manchester City. Manchester City have already won this group, 5 wins out of 5 games, and I think they're going to win this game again. Red Star Belgrade are eliminated. They can't even get Europa League football because they have a worse head-to-head record with Young Boys. I'm going to go Red Star Belgrade 1, Manchester City 3. It was 3-1 when Manchester City were the home team. Maybe Red Star Belgrade can get a goal. They are the home team. It is their last game in the Champions League. But Manchester City are too strong. 3-1 and 6 wins out of 6 for Manchester City. The other game is Red Bull Leipzig versus Young Boys. Once again, there is nothing to play for here. Leipzig have already finished second. Young Boys have already finished third. Young Boys will be playing Europa League football. Red Bull Salzburg will be playing a winner from another group in the Champions League knockout stages. Not a lot to play for here. Red Bull Leipzig did win 3-1 away at Young Boys. I'll go Red Bull Leipzig win again. I'll go Red Bull Leipzig 2, Young Boys 1. But this game really doesn't matter. There's not a lot to play for. These games are quite difficult to predict when there's literally nothing to play for. I'll go Red Bull Leipzig 2-1. Share your predictions on Group G. The final group is Group H. There's still quite a lot to play for here, with FC Porto facing Shaktar Donetsk. FC Porto will qualify through this group if it's a draw or if they win, because they have the better head-to-head record with Shaktar Donetsk. So if it's a draw, FC Porto will finish ahead of them. Shaktar need to win this game to get through the group. They could still catch up to Barcelona if Barcelona lose their game, because Shaktar did beat Barcelona in one of their head-to-head games. I'm going to go for Shaktar. A little bit of a shock here. FC Porto are the home team, but Shaktar Donetsk have pulled out some good results. Let's go for FC Porto 1, Shaktar Donetsk 2. Shaktar Donetsk are going to get through this group to the knockout stages. What's your predictions? A little bit of a shock from me. I'm going for Shaktar to beat FC Porto and get through to the knockout stages. The final game in the final group is Royal Antwerp versus Barcelona. Barcelona, top of the group, 4 wins from 5. Royal Antwerp, bottom of the group, 5 losses in 5 games, and Barcelona did beat Royal Antwerp 5-0 at the Nou Camp. This could get ugly. Could Barcelona smash them again? Royal Antwerp have nothing to play for. They could play for pride and try and win this game with the home advantage. but I think Barcelona are too strong. I'm going to predict Royal Antwerp 0, Barcelona 4. In terms of both teams to score, no. I think Barcelona will be on top of this game and win this game, and that will be 5 wins from 6 for Barcelona as they win the group, and I think they've got a good chance of going far in the Champions League. So my prediction, Royal Antwerp 0, Barcelona 4. Share your predictions on that game as well. So then that is my Champions League predictions for round 6 of the group stages, the final set of group stage fixtures. Like I said, myself and Sophie will be predicting for the knockout stages of the Champions League, and if you let us know down in the comments if you'd like to see Europa League, then we might be able to do that too. If you've enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop a like. It's free to hit the like button. 750 likes would be amazing. Make sure you've subscribed. It's free to subscribe. We are pushing for 50,000 subscribers, so please get involved. And as I say, share your predictions down in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.